Hi, TechSilver here, and 2020 will be the year of the launch of the 9th generation video games consoles. This week, Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, mentioned many numbers regarding the Xbox Series X, which included the following. The Xbox Series X will be powered by a custom design processor using AMD's Zen2 and RDNA 2 architecture. The CPU will deliver 4 times the processing power of an Xbox One. If we take the processing power of the Xbox One X, which is 147.2 gigaflops, and we multiply that by 4, we get 588.8 gigaflops. We know this CPU will have 8 cores and do 32 operations per cycle, so from that we can work out the CPU will run at 2.3 GHz. Basically, 8 cores times 2.3 GHz times 32 operations per cycle equals 588.8 gigaflops. The weak point of both the Xbox One X and PlayStation 4 Pro always was the CPU. We've always known this. This new CPU architecture will resolve these issues. Next, the graphics processing unit will deliver 12 teraflops of GPU performance, twice that of an Xbox One X. Compare that to the $699 RTX 2080 Super graphics card that delivers 11.4 teraflops, or the $499 Radeon RX 5700 XT that delivers 10 teraflops. The days of charging PC gamers $999 for a graphics card should be a thing of the past, as the Series X is expected to cost $499. Everyone knows that you can't charge more than $500 for a console. It would be commercial suicide. Xbox know this, as they charge $499 for the original Xbox One, while PlayStation 4 costs $399, a big factor in why the PlayStation 4 won this age generation console battle. This time, $499 would be justified for the huge leap in hardware that we will be getting this time. Next, variable rate shading. Instead of applying effects to every single pixel on the screen, developers can prioritize individual effects on specific game characters or objects. This technique will result in more stable frame rates and higher resolution, with no impact on the final image quality. And the big one, hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing will mean true to life lighting and reflections, which will mean more photorealistic graphics. Just look at some of the in-game footage on this video to see what I'm talking about. The next generation SSD will allow game wheels to be larger, more dynamic, and load much faster than a mechanical hard drive. The quick resume feature will allow you to continue multiple games from a suspended state almost instantly without waiting through any loading screens. Dynamic latency input will synchronize control input immediately with what is displayed, meaning controls are even more precise and responsive. HDMI 2.1 will allow features such as auto low latency mode that will allow the Xbox Series X to automatically set the connected display to its lowest latency mode. Variable refresh rate synchronizes the display's refresh rate to the game's frame rate, maintaining smooth visuals without tearing. And 120 frames per second support will allow developers to exceed standard 30 frames per second output that is found in most console games at the moment. But realistically, I expect 60 frames per second to be the norm in console gaming now. Backwards compatibility means existing Xbox One, 360 and original Xbox games will play on the Xbox Series X, but actually look better and play better than ever before, with steadier frame rates, faster load times, and improved resolution and fidelity, all with no developer work required. From Phil Spencer's blog, we will finally get a true generational leap in processing and graphics power, with higher frame rates, larger, more sophisticated game worlds, and improved loading speeds. This is good news for PlayStation and PC gamers too, as the PlayStation 5 now has a benchmark it needs to hit, and PC graphics card manufacturers such as Nvidia and AMD won't get away with charging $999 for a graphics card anymore. Sorry Jensen, you'll have to cut back on your designer leather jackets from now on. By the way, this is my 100th upload and I'm a PlayStation man, so if somebody last year said to me my 100th video would be about Xbox, I would have laughed at their face. It's a funny world we live in. Anyhow, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.
And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.